Hey, Jimmy, do you remember Goofy and Pete in the hot tub?
Ooh.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah, yeah. There were a lot of bubbles coming from my end. I'm not sure why.
It's all right.
Yeah. Here, pull my finger there, buddy. I got a little gift for you.
That always gets me.
Oh, man. Kids, try this at home.
Welcome, friends and fans, to another episode of GalaxyCon Live, where we are bringing the convention experience directly to you. And we hope you are having a wonderful holiday season and a new year, because today we're going to make it a little better by breaking out our Powerline compact discs and heading back to Spoonerville with some incredibly talented actors from the Goofy series. And now is the time for all of you in our chat room to begin typing in your questions for them. Immediately after this session, you will have the opportunity to talk to them directly through our private chat options, as well as shop our selection of personalized autographs, all of which are available now at GalaxyCon.com. So without further ado, let's bring them in, and hopefully they won't break anything. Our first guest is an actor whose body of work includes Full House, Hocus Pocus, and lately can be found on his YouTube series, The Mars Variety Show. Today he joins us as the speaking voice of Max Goof. Please welcome back Jason, not James, Marsden. Wait a minute.
Oh, hey, how's it going, everybody? Look what Uncle Disney gave me for my birthday. Hey, thanks so much.
Have fun.
Thanks. Hi, everybody.
Hey, how you been, bro?
Patty?
I am well. How was your holiday season?
It was different.
Yeah.
Yours?
Yeah.
Was it different?
Same, you know, did the Zoom chat with the extended family, which was a
All
complete state of dacoity. And I had no idea that our birthdays were so entwined. So let me ask you this much. Did you get the birthday and Christmas presents on the same day, or the Hanukkah present, or did you get split?
No, I always get, because it's, I don't know, it's close, but not that close. I always seem to get presents on the day when it's appropriate. Unless it's people from out of town, they just give me all at once. Like, here, open this one now, open this one next week.
There you go. There you go. I was lucky. I had parents, and yeah, I got Christmas and I got birthday. It wasn't all at once.
Your birthday's on New Year's Day. Are you January 1st?
Yeah, January 1st. It's not as fun as people seem to think it is. Nobody wants to go out because they're too shagged out from the night before. But again, I'm at the age where I really shouldn't be going out the night before. Anyways,
they do the countdown. You're like, but what about the candles?
Yeah, exactly. So we've been working on lately. How's your YouTube show?
Well, thank you for asking. The YouTube show is great. I snuck in a Christmas special for those who please go to YouTube, check out when we're done here, find the Mars Variety Show. And I snuck in a Christmas special, which I'm really proud of. Did that and concocting, another season of that for this year. And we were talking earlier, but like I live in Nashville, Tennessee, and most of the work is in Los Angeles. But thanks to the COVID, I've been able to work here remotely out of my closet. So I've done a couple of projects. I think Young Justice I could talk about, another season of that, and then other things, non-disclosure agreement still in place.
No worries. Well, when those things drop, you're able to talk about it. Definitely. I would love to do a Young Justice round panel with you.
Oh, man, that'd be so much fun. That'd be so much fun.
Absolutely. Let's talk to your people. I'll talk to my people. We will make it happen. And speaking of people to talk to, our next guest is an actor and comedian whose credits include RoboCop, the original Star Wars parody film Troops, and is the current voice of several Disney characters, including Pluto, Horace Horsecollar, and the beloved Goofy. Please welcome back everyone's friend, Bill Farmer.
Yes! Billy! There he is.
He's muted.
Oh. He muted himself.
Huh?
There you are.
There.
Am I here? Okay.
You did it.
What happened there?
Hey, Bill, how are you?
I'm doing great, Patty. It's good to see you. And James, John, not James.
Hey, listen.
I've only known you since 95. So, hey, James.
Mars, sit your ass back down.
I can't believe I did that.
My goodness.
Oh my gosh, I'm turning red. I was certain, and I said, "Yeah,
Bill,
he
thank you for that. You're checking
not
in the
name
mail.
function." And of course, that's what I say. Okay, Gorg, I am goofy.
Well, that's true. He's gonna be a character. Bill, how was your holiday season?
Oh my God.
How was your holiday season, Billy?
It was as you say, it was very different. I was on the front porch and the window with the dog barking at the mailman. I mean, you're afraid to go out and see people that come by the house. You got to kind of keep this distance. So the family and I just kind of been hunkering down, watching TV, watching movies. And luckily, animation hasn't slowed up due to the pandemic. So I've been working and keeping busy. So as good as can be expected in a horrible thing like a pandemic.
Absolutely, absolutely. And to let our audience know, Bill Farmer is having technical issues. As hopefully we'll get that cleared up when I get the sign.
Okay.
Sign up, Bill. Jim Cummings, I meant. Sorry.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
Jim is having technical issues. As soon as hopefully that gets cleared up, he will pop in. But in the meantime, I'll just go ahead and say, gentlemen, welcome back. As always, we miss having you on our physical stages. We look forward to the day when the world gets back to normal and we can get you on our stages and back in front of your fans. But in the meantime, the GalaxyCon virtual stage is once again at your disposal.
It's fun. I like doing it. I like doing the online stuff. It's fun as well. I miss the in-person things, but you guys put on such a good show. It's too much fun.
Oh, thanks.
And it gets, it gets to a lot of fans out there that may not be able to get to a Comic-Con or GalaxyCon anywhere. And here they can take part in it. And it's great talking to people. And we all need communication with other human beings during this thing.
Mm-hmm. Now, we saw Mars was rocking the apparel. Bill, I think you have a very interesting shirt on under that fruit stripe one you got.
Yeah, I don't know how it goes with the outer shirt, but this is my original 1995 Goofy movie T-shirt. This is what I got in lieu of payment for doing the movie. This fine T-shirt, and so I think this may be about the first time I've worn it in probably about 25 years. So.
Hey, it fits.
Yeah, it fits. That's a nice thing. And maybe I'll sign it and, put it in my will or something like that.
All right.
Leave it to me. I'll take good care of it. I'll put it under my pillow and every night. So, well, gentlemen, the team is going through the chat room right now, pulling out the questions. In the meantime, last time we were here, talking about how you got onto it. So let me just ask this: what do you think, in your opinion, has been just the magic of this film that has made it resonate with that generation? There was a generation of kids that saw it at that age, and it has become absolutely beloved to, for lack of a better term, 90s kids. What do you attest to the following of this?
Take it, Billy.
Well, absolutely. It hits a note because everyone's got family that they can and can't relate to. Everyone's a little goofy. Everyone thinks their parents are goofy when they're young. So I think it's that just recognition of the relationship between a father and a son and how important that is for everyone. And I think people can just relate to Goofy and Max's predicaments together. And also in that movie, we added so much of a layering to the characters that we'd never had to do before. We never had to make Goofy a caring father to show his sensitive side that can be hurt and is vulnerable. Yeah. And exploring those was one of the most exciting things for me. And it just had a lot of heart. And also a lot of songs, and the music made it great. There are so many things that just kind of came together in a perfect storm that survives the test of time. And it is the number one thing out of the thousands of things I've probably done for Disney over the years. Number one people ask about is the Goofy movie. And they'll always say, I couldn't talk to my dad, but when we watched that movie, we kind of got together and it's our thing. And we'll play tapes in the car and stuff and sing along and watch it together. And it just brings people together.
Absolutely.
I'll echo everything Billy said. And, as a fan of like pop culture myself, you know, like what do we all watch every Christmas? You know, we have our these nostalgic movies that we lock onto because we watch them for the first time and they generated a feeling in us
Yeah.
that we want to keep experiencing. And I think Goofy Movie was, like Billy said, like that perfect storm of great music and story and characters, wonderfully told by Kevin Lima. And it's one of the things it's literally been standing the test of time. People still like to revisit it because of those feels that they got the first time they watched it.
Yeah. As I understand, it wasn't a big tentpole movie when it came out. It was kind of I think they had a DuckTales movie based on the series DuckTales. Then this originally was going to be a Goof Troop movie, but it took on a life of its own. The script got better as a buddy picture, and it just surpassed, I think, everyone's expectations. It really did.
Obviously, yeah, it's following and everything else. What was it in your convention appearances? How did you feel the first time you saw people cosplaying as characters from the movie?
Love it.
Yeah, not love that. If you love something enough to emulate it, and they always say imitation is the most sincerest form of flattery, you just have to look at them and say, oh God, thanks for just enjoying our work. It's so heartwarming to us, and that we've made a dent in someone's psyche that they want to be a part of this. It's just great.
I'm still surprised that they didn't do anything more with Powerline, because that character, I still see that character cosplayed a lot. And
absolutely, they need to. They need
an unreleased album maybe or something, or
like that. I talked to my buddies in Imagineering until they got laid off. But they were like, but I was just like, how come always picked up on Powerline? So I'm telling you, man, that's a breakout cult character from the Goofy film.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
All right. Well, somebody out there will make it done. So what during the recording of it, I think Bill, you mentioned that there was a scene that ended up getting cut out of the script. Was there anything that immediately comes to mind from when you first got onto it to a major running change that sticks in your head from that we never ended up seeing? I don't want to say the cutting room floor because it wasn't filmed, but
I have to compare it with what we did before in Goof Troop, because, as I say, originally was written as a Goof Troop movie. And we started recording on that, actually, and kind of some test stuff and everything. And it just kind of felt like the TV series, And at that time, Dana Hill, who played Max in the television series, had passed away. And of course, I don't know if she'd passed away by that time when you got the role, Jason, because obviously Max is older in a Goofy movie than in Goof Troop. But so I got to meet Jason, which was a great thrill. And he became like my real son, and totally confused my real son, who thought, do I have a brother now? Is this? I don't know. Do you switch out? What do you do? So I'd messed him up for years. But I got to do a lot of scenes with Jason live, in the studio. A lot of people may not know that anymore, most of the stuff that I do is solo. In those days, we quite often did ensemble. On a Goofy movie, we did a lot of scenes solo as well as ensemble. And I guess they took the best takes and everything. And Jason's acting just kind of brought me up and helped me discover parts about Goofy that I'd never explored before, and so it wasn't just like copying what I'd been doing. We got to go into whole new realms with him. And that was the exciting part.
Bill's being a little bit humble too, because they put him through the ringer in that movie. I mean, from stuff like, maybe we'll just use Bill's just use your natural voice instead of a Goofy voice. They talked about maybe other actors, which was blasphemy. But it's for people who want to get into voiceover and say, I do funny voices. I can do this Bugs Bunny impression. My friends say I should get into acting. There is a level of, that's it. You have to act. You have to be a performer. And Bill is such a great performer to have grounded such a, pun intended, goofy character in this father-son relationship was outstanding. I think Billy did an amazing job.
Thank you. That was the toughest part of it too. They did actually want to change the voice, and I had heard about that early on, and they were thinking, well, celebrities are the big thing in movies now.
Oh,
To cast a celebrity as Goofy, and they were talking about Jim Varney and Steve Martin, and no, let's go with Goofy. But then they did come around and were exploring me doing my voice now, not Gorge Howdy, but hi Max, how are you? Because they thought, well, maybe that would make him more real, but it totally kills the character of Goofy. So
yeah.
we recorded a few days with that kind of voice, and I'm going home thinking, oh no, they can't change Goofy. No one's going to want to see that. And then they came around and said, nope, Goofy stays the way he was, and with some modifications in emotion. It's probably more a change with his emotional life than anything to make him more of a caring father and that stuff. And then once we got back on that track, I think it sailed pretty well, and we kind of nailed the characters and the relationships, and then it kind of took off and really gelled.
One of my favorite scenes. First off, is Jimmy? I would love to talk about this if he's here.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
I haven't heard any word yet. So as soon as I get the word that he's here, we'll bring him on. But
Well, people always ask what my favorite scene is in the movie, and it's always Goofy and Pete in the hot tub, which sounds weird for those who haven't seen it, but it's such it's a grounded conversation between two dads about what's going on, you know.
That was a difficult one for me. That was a difficult one for me because it was, I think, a real stretch for Goofy, and it's almost going into my personal territory. It's getting away from Goofy and kind of as a mixture between me and Goofy, the way I would handle something and then the way Goofy would, and finding that little sweet spot was difficult. And I think we did a lot of takes on that. In a movie, you have the luxury of doing many more takes than you do. Yeah, there you go. We're in the hot tub, and I don't know if we're wearing suits or not, but anyway.
Well, that's definitely a towel, so I'm sure you're wearing trunks.
There you
and
go.
at the end of the day, it's still a Disney film.
But it was difficult kind of catching that little sweet spot between going too far real character and going too far Goofy and making it but we did with enough takes. They got it
right on. I remember, I'm sorry, you want to, I keep I'm reflecting. Patty, do you have a question? I feel like I'm just taking over with
No, but I do have an announcement. He is an actor and singer with whose amazing body of work includes the undervalued series The Pirates of Darkwater, Animaniacs, and has been the voice of Disney's Tigger and Winnie the Pooh for decades. Today he joins us as the voice of Disney's longest running antagonist, the burly Pete. Please welcome back Jim Cummings.
And the crowd went mild.
Woo!
What's up, Jimmy? Sorry, guys. You've heard of those technical difficulties, right? Well, I just heard of one just now. And it's been solved thanks to the amazing Jackie. Here she is, my amazing
Good to see you. Happy New Year.
Hey, Jackie.
Jackie, you are a heroine for today.
Yes,
Jimmy, my entire power is out in my house, in my neighborhood. So I'm like on borrowed battery time here.
Oh boy.
No power, and who knows? It's got to be something, right?
Yeah. Jim, how are you?
Joke? Hey, I am superfluous. Thanks for inviting me out to play.
Hey, Jimmy, do you remember Goofy and Pete in the hot tub?
Ooh.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah. Yeah. There were a lot of bubbles coming from my end. I'm not sure why.
Sorry.
Yeah. Here, pull my finger there, buddy. I got a little gift for you.
That always gets me.
Oh, man. Kids, try this at home.
Well, Jim, welcome back to the GalaxyCon virtual stage. Always a pleasure to have you here. Welcome back. We're just talking about the show. Actually, you're just in time because we're just about ready to shift over to our audience questions. But let me ask you this real quick for you. What's been your favorite memory to come out of being associated with the Goofy films?
Oh gosh, it's an accumulation of everybody else having a good time. I think that's my phone. I'm going to turn it off. I think seeing other people get such a big kick out of it, all the The songs that were in it were all good. Follow the Open Road and everything, very catchy. And it looks like, it's really cool because it caught a lot of people's imagination, and a lot of people did whole cosplays. Billy, what was that thing a couple years ago? We saw this whole big long shtick, and there was a Max in it and a Goofy. No, Pete.
Oh yeah,
But
they
it was
got the whole thing.
perfect. And when people get that big of a kick out of something, you're doing something right.
Yeah.
And apparently we did.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And again, on your side of the equation, Pete's interesting because he has that long history in Disney Arcana. Like I said, he is the longest running antagonist, going from Peg Leg Pete to all these permutations.
Oh yeah.
And in this though, he's not an enemy. He's not say a bad guy. He's like, he's that guy that you work with who rubs you the wrong way. But at the end of the day,
but at least he rubbed you.
Yeah, that's true. And I think that definitely showed. He was this guy like you love him at heart, but you don't like him.
Yeah, that's about right.
But not for Goofy though, because Goofy is, again, he loves everybody.
Yeah.
Well, he has to somebody has to provide the friction, right?
Yeah.
And it's not like we could have Dr. Doom come in and try to laser Goofy and the gang. It can't really quite do that, but somebody has to throw some bricks at him every now and then, and luckily it was me. I think that came out right.
No, absolutely. And again, in a way, it wasn't like Pete was trying to sabotage their trip or do anything crazy like that. Exactly. He was just there to give the little bit of friction to the story.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, you got to have someone to push against.
And his wife's hot.
Yeah, there you go.
For whatever she is.
For whatever she, yeah.
I think Pete is cat. Pete is technically a cat, right?
Yeah, Pete's a cat, and I'm pretty sure that Peg was a dog nose, because that's what they're called.
I think she was. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I've seen different original drawings. She looked a little different in the original picture that I've seen, and I think she was more cat-like, but in the original. But they did kind of change her over the years.
Yeah, I think so.
Cat family, a dog family. Makes sense.
Jimmy, didn't you say that Pete has been even before, like Steamboat Willie, like he was in those old Alice in Wonderland shorts that Disney did?
He was Oswald, the Lucky Rabbit's antagonist.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's been a real pain in the arse for a long time.
A long time.
Yeah, that's how I got the job.
And Peg comes and goes from time to time, so you never know.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, all right, let's go ahead and roll our audience questions. Let's take our first one, and this is going to come from Daniel, who wants to know, do you have a favorite song from a Goofy movie?
Mine would be, I think, The Open Road, because that kind of encompasses everybody and even minor characters that didn't show up in the movie that they kind of highlight in that song. That was a delight to sing. Of course, Eye to Eye is a great show-stopping number. So probably for the ones that I was in, Open Road, overall, maybe Eye to Eye.
I love the Lester's Possum Park theme song. Holy shit, that's so much fun.
That's my
Possum Pal, rolling the jamboree. It's hooting, hollering, and then there's yodeling involved. It's ridiculous good fun.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I forgot that. I can't believe we didn't get gold on that. Of course, I wasn't singing on it.
I know. Yeah.
Wouldn't have got it anyway. It would have been nice to know that that we did it. Well, just glad everybody still digs it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Jim, you got a favorite toe tapper from the movie?
Open Road, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say, because it's the most all-encompassing. And it's a road trip, road song. I mean, forget about it. Forget about it.
Yeah, indeed. Daniel, thank you. Great one to start us off with.
Thanks, Daniel.
What do we have next? From Christy, wants to know, what's your most memorable moment from the recording booth? And you may draw from any aspect of your careers beyond the Goofy movie.
Oh God, I was gonna say,
that's tough to limit in a Goofy movie. We recorded that on stage B over on the Disney Studios, and it's like almost like a movie theater. It's giant giant 25-foot tall screen, 30 foot wide, and seeing your characters up on screen is kind of a mind-blowing event. But just working with everybody. Most of the moments are when I'm working with someone else, and I'm just in awe of them. As when I've worked with Jim so many times. Gosh, how many episodes of Goof Troop did we do?
All of them.
I mean, and
there's your Pete. Pete Pop. Pete Pop.
I've got these available for signing. If you anyway.
I remember Bill recording the line, "How many cups of sugar does it take to get to the moon?" for like 45 minutes straight. I mean, it wasn't like it's not because you were doing anything wrong. It's just that they were trying to figure out like, what's the best way to say this line?
And they don't know either. They wait until they hear it right.
Yes, they never know.
Wayne Allwine, who did Mickey Mouse at the end of Fantasmic, said, some imagination, huh? He did that 85 times. And they used take number 2.
Yeah, that's typical. Right. We've all got those terrible stories.
Those almost like Stanley Kubrick. Yeah, do it again.
Yeah. I remember
my favorite when you're working a gig and they're like, "Okay, we're going to play this back for you and just copy exactly what you did. Why don't you just use the take that?"
Yes. That's always a good one.
Just like
perfect. I need another one.
We think I heard a gonk. What the hell is a gonk? One more word out of you.
Mind explaining to me what is a gonk? I remember we were recording something, and it was over at was it at Bell? No, I don't think it was it was at Waves.
Yeah.
And I think the 3 of us were up there, and we were doing. I think it might have been ADR, and it was the one scene where we wound up at this big lake, and Goofy was teaching Max how to fish, and somehow or another, naturally, someone came up with a lit stick of dynamite. So obviously, I mean, it's you're going fishing. Where's your lit stick of dynamite? Yeah. Well, we had that, and it ended up in the lake, and all the fish blew out of the water, and it was designed to make Goofy look like Goofy. And we were laying there on the floor, and I just started laughing. And Jay says, "What's so funny?" And I go, "I think Max should just say, 'Wow, cool sport.'" Throw a stick of dynamite into a lake, and you get tons of free fish. So he said it. We all just laid there and peed for a while. It was really, really fun. Cool sport. Going to be in the Olympics. I understand it. This far missed this much by being in the Olympics. Fish bombing,
dynamite fishing,
really
harvesting by dynamite.
Christy, thank you. That was a very fun one.
Thanks, Christy.
What do we have next? It's from Sean. What were your favorite Disney movies growing up?
Take it away, Bill.
Well, let's see. A live action. I don't know why I was always
okay. Thank you, Bill. And now, Jason, what would you? No, I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Live action, probably Absent-Minded Professor, because I was a science nut. Animation, Bambi. Really, I think the story was just perfect in that story. In that movie. That's probably
it was also the name of your first wife, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's if she's watching, no, we love you, honey. Yeah.
We just had Bambi on a few weeks ago. He was wonderful.
Yeah,
he was absolutely. Yeah, just
went on to name many strippers.
Yeah,
true.
Go figure. Why? Why?
Jim, how about you?
Well, all of them. Jungle Book was really one of my biggies, for sure. And the Absent-Minded Professor was pretty good. And I dug Flubber. Bill, do you remember? I don't know, because I'm old enough. We had Flubber came out. It was
it did. Yeah,
and I couldn't believe my luck. Because I put this crap on the bottom of my shoes, and I started bouncing around. All I got was a bunch of gravel stuck to the bottom of my feet, and I couldn't jump over squat. I was trying to jump over my dad's car. Couldn't do it. I was so furious.
I think it was
flying rubber.
reading, not a good idea.
Yeah.
I remember watching as a kid the Escape from Witch Mountain, and there was the boy who could make things move with a harmonica. And I remember making my Nana. I was like, I want you to go get me a harmonica, but it can't be just any harmonica. It's got to make shit move. And she brought me a harmonica, and I was so disappointed because, like, you got the wrong one. It's not doing anything. I'm not making this cereal come off the shelf.
She should have tested it before she left the store.
I asked her, I was like, why did you? Oh, man. Man,
crazy.
I love that was like live action, but I loved Jungle Book. I dug those songs and Pinocchio. Pinocchio was always like readily available viewing growing up.
Yeah, to freak you out.
That was scary.
Scared the crap out of me too.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
For me, live action, the Scarecrow Romney Marsh, because I was a big Patrick McGowan fan even as a kid. And Robin Hood has a very special spot for me. Yeah, just that whole crazy affectation of, okay, we're going to tell a British story, but we're going to have country accents. And
that didn't make sense to me.
It did make sense, but it's comfy. It's comfy as hell.
Yeah.
You know?
Why was Pat Buttram in there?
There's a voiceover actor named Wally Wingert who showed up at one of your Halloween parties, Bill, dressed as the Scarecrow of Romney Marsh.
That, and he goes all out.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like an incredible.
We had Wally on yesterday, and I've toured his house, and yes, I took pictures of his Scarecrow costume and gave that to my seamstress, and I have a duplicate. I have a duplicate of Wally's.
Really?
I never heard of that until he was telling me about it.
Yeah, so it's pretty
Well, that's a sad little confession on your part. That's okay. I'm dressed as Winnie the Pooh from my waist down, so I have no room to talk.
I was about to say the boys got their Goofy shirts. You gotta,
That's true.
It's true. That's true. But Sean, thank you. Very fun question. What do we have next? Oh,
Let's Get Dangerous. Give me doing a Let's Get Dangerous t-shirt.
Well, all right. Yeah, that's okay.
I had to represent.
You are indeed represented. Hey, Brian wants to know, how do you prepare to voice a character?
Which one?
Yeah, that totally depends on which one. When I got the audition for Goofy, I'd only been in town about 4 or 5 months, and they said, "Can you do Goofy's voice?" He was my favorite Disney character growing up. And so I just played around with it, but I just got a cassette over the weekend and went into my agent and laid it down. And, but I guess I'd practiced the laugh before, but I really hadn't, really put much time into it. And Gorsh just fell in there. And, but in a television series like what I'm in now, Amphibia, and I play a character named Hop Pop in that was an original voice. So I had to come up with that. Yeah. And that you just kind of get a vibe, really. I just looked at him, looked at the specs, and okay, he's supposed to be kind of a crotchety, kind of a Western Southern character. And so the first I was kind of putting on more of a George accent to him and kind of putting him up here kind of a little bit more tighter because he'd be kind of a tight character. And then I kind of took him into kind of a Western Texas kind of thing. And it just kind of clicked. And we played around with it on the first couple of episodes. And yeah, that's him. And then you'll kind of lock into it. But for about the first half of the first season, I'd say, can I hear that thing again? Because I hadn't quite committed it to memory. And then you hear it and you just kind of, okay, I got it. That's what I did. And you can get back to it pretty easily.
He reminds me of Festus from Gunsmoke.
Yeah, he's kind of like that, but he was actually based on Ross Perot.
Oh, wow.
As Ross Perot had that kind of thing, I got the MasterCard off, take the national debt, put it on my MasterCard. Damn, next question.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Kind of what I saw this character, and it's always good to have a template of something that you kind of, like this, and you can kind of go in that direction and define the character there.
Jim, you were chiding me for bad confessions. I voted for Perot.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Appreciate your support.
Sure, why not? I think I did too. I voted, but last time, not the original time.
No, I did.
Just
When,
weeks
when,
ago.
when,
Just a few weeks ago.
oh,
I
did it
voted
go?
for him.
Oh, okay, I wrote it in. All right.
I hated
so
him
Jim,
back then.
Jim, how'd you wrap your head around? How do you wrap your head around some of your characters?
Boy, I don't know. I jokingly say that instincts are the best stinks, but I'm not really joking because I think the initial instinct, that you come up with, is probably one of the better ways to go. And if it's not an established character, then you're free to go. You're free to roam and everything. Like a lot of people ask me about a character I do for Star Wars called Hondo Ohnaka. And he's got these great rides at the parks now that hopefully we can all go back and enjoy. But we were coming up back many moons ago now. Probably about, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 years. And I just put two guys together in my head, and it was now I can't think of their names. No, I'm just kidding. It was Hondo Ohnaka, and if you put him together, he's kind of like Charles Bronson and Yul Brynner to me, which is a really ugly kid if they got together. But if he made it through childbirth, he would sound like Hondo Ohnaka on the end, I think. And so that's how I kind of do it. I put things together, and if you do a really bad, I have a philosophy. If you do a really horrible impression of somebody really famous, but nobody knows who it is because it's such a bad impression, you have a new character.
Right.
And if you do a perfect impression of somebody that everybody knows, that's okay, because you never know when you could use it, right? So there's, you use it all, you put it together,
Many characters that I've done for Disney at the live shows usually begin with Hans Conried and then proceeding to do him badly in a certain direction until the director says stop there.
There you go.
It worked.
Hans Conried.
That's neat. Morris, how about you?
Weeks and weeks of research, and I would phone family members, coworkers, probably try to go to where they live and kind of like live in the space a little bit. That's just how I do it. No, that's not how I do it at all. I mean, I look at words,
and that's
maybe
just for the mailman.
Photo, and it's like, you just gotta. You find the tools in your wheelhouse. I'm not nearly as versatile as these cats right here. I usually just do my own voice, but I just try to find that attitude and I mean, that's when approaching like an audition. When characters I'm used to doing, it's always just kind of in there for me.
Absolutely. Very good. Very good. Brian, thank you. Great question. Hey, and a reminder to our audience, if you would like to chat with our guests like I am now or purchase a personalized autograph, please sign up at GalaxyCon.com. And let's go ahead and roll another one. And it comes from Brianna.
Roll another one.
Yes. Do you relate to your own character in any way? And I'll even say any of the characters you voiced, if you feel a certain kinship to.
Oh yeah, you gotta.
Well, let me tell you, Max. If I talked to my parents the way that Max talked to his dad, I would be smacked the next year. Are you kidding me? That was different.
Max
did kind of walk all over Goofy a fair amount.
Oh my gosh! I've been doing that for 30 years, so because of that. You got to put some of yourself in a character. So yeah, you got to relate to him in some way to get the emotional life in there. And I think it comes back. So I just blame Goofy for all the stupid things that I do. And yeah, we kind of melded over the years. And I think every character you do, there's a little bit of you in it, or there should be, really. They can be totally different characters, but everyone's got different facets. And so, yeah, the stupid stuff and the dumb stuff that I do, that's Goof. He's in there somewhere.
I blame you for all the stupid stuff I do too.
Most people do.
We have so much in common. I feel like I'm rediscovering a whole new dimension here.
Okay, go many people.
Jim, you do so many different characters.
Yeah.
God, I don't know.
Anyone you feel is like really close to your soul?
Well, Darkwing and Pete. I hate to say it, but Pete, he's in there. He's father of the year. But I really am an actually good father. Shut up, kids. I'm trying to talk to the nice people on TV. Anyway, I mean the computer. Anyway, no, I don't know. Darkwing and Hondo's a little bit of a con man, a happy-go-lucky guy. Here, pull my finger, you know.
Yeah.
And I certainly don't take myself very seriously, and so you know. But Darkwing Duck's way up there because he's a good dad, and he gets the job done. So that might be me.
No,
I hope that's me.
No, absolutely fair. Is it fair? Great question. I think we have time for at least one more, maybe two. Let's find out. Let's roll another one. And from Tori, what inspired you to get into voice acting?
Gosh, well,
An inability to do anything else at all.
everything else in life, does it? No, I got into it late because I was in my 30s when I came out to California, and I was always afraid to. Growing up in Kansas, it was like, you know, you don't want to go to Hollywood. Them people, they're in the mafia, you know, and stuff like that. They had no idea.
Yeah, I'm from Youngstown, Ohio. I didn't get that. They were all in the mafia already.
Not in the middle of
Don't go to California. There's no one in the mafia.
there's people.
I've heard weirdos in California and the mafia is in New York, but this was
You're backward out there. So no, there was no one. It was like a million miles away. You couldn't do this kind of stuff. It was finally I got into stand-up comedy in Dallas, just on going to a comedy club. Guys were doing some stand-up, and you could sign up. And I signed up the next week. I said, "Yeah, I ought to give this a shot, or I'm going to kick myself." And I got enough of a good response. I kept going and started traveling as a comic. And it was really on the advice of an agent. Said, well, you know, you do all sorts of impressions and stuff. Why don't you go out to Hollywood and see what you can do? So, you know, it took me a long time to get up the guts to try it. And I came out here in the summer of 1986. And in December of 86, I got the audition for Goofy. And that kind of, you know, I was kind of naive. I came out here and said, I'll give it a year, see what happens. And which was really naive, but fortunately, just the stars were aligned. I got a great audition at a good time, and I've been, you know, hanging on that for 30 some years now.
Wow.
There you go, man. We're glad you came out.
Yeah.
Me too. It was a good choice.
I moved to LA from Rhode Island. It was just one of those things that my parents, you know, but I was 10. And everyone's like, your kid's cute. You should get him into acting. My parents went, cha-ching, what a great idea. So they sent me to workshop.
Put you
They
to
sent me
work.
an agent and TV, commercial, feature film, voiceover. Is just I was saturated through the whole gambit. And just fortunately, voiceover is one of the things I had an aptitude for.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jimmy.
Hey. Yeah. So, what was the question? To be specific, I was
Why did you do this crazy job?
Well, yeah. I mean, you said because you couldn't do anything else, but that's not true. You've done.
No, I know. It's you know, I always had it in the back of my head that I wanted to do this. You know, since I was 5, I saw Mel Blanc on a seriously now, you know, on Jack Benny. And my dad, I remember my dad, I've told the story 1,000 times, and he goes, you see this guy, see this bastard right here? You know, my dad, and I go, yeah. And he was sitting there and he had on a big poncho and my name is Cy. He goes, he's the one who does all those cartoon characters, Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck and Foghorn Leghorn and all the rest of them that you watch on Saturday morning. And I remember looking at him going, well, I bet he doesn't have to stand in the corner for being an obnoxious little weasel. I'm gonna do whatever he's doing. And so you know, when I was a kid, I was you know, I was 10 but I didn't want to be the cute little prince. I wanted to be the troll or the you know, the dragon that lived under the bridge, or the goat or somebody, you know. And so I was inadvertently doing kind of as a character actor. I was teaching myself how to twist my voice around and emote in all these different sounds and everything. And then so you know, I moved to California, made a demo tape, and I lucked out. I got my first demo. My first audition was for a show, Dumbo Circus, for a little company called Disney was starting up their own channel. Jeepers Creepers, It'll be fun. and Disney Channel, and I got that, and that job lasted about a year and a half. And by that time, I was I was just doing regular commercials, like radio commercials and
Sure.
TV spots, and then finally animation, and then a lot of singing, and boom, boom, anything with a microphone.
Yeah.
And so here we are, reminiscing about all that insanity. All
Jimmy,
the
I
stuff that
remember
used to get me
seeing
kicked
your-
out of class.
I remember seeing your reel. It was an actual tape reel.
Oh yeah,
with
sure.
your face on it at Voice Casters in Burbank. On
Yes,
the wall.
still
there.
there.
Yeah.
They're all still there. Crazy.
Wow.
I can't imagine them working anymore, but
It's got the
tape player.
Do it again. Tori, thank you very much. Wonderful question. And GalaxyCon viewers, this has been my time with the cast of the Goofy Movie. Gentlemen, any final words before we go?
Thanks for having us here. I mean, it's been a blast. I mean, even though it's via the internet, but seeing Jim and Jason and you, I mean, it's great. It's a way to stay in touch, and hopefully we can do it for real one of these days soon.
Amen.
Absolutely. Happy New Year, everybody. Be nice to one another,
We made it to 2020.
Yeah.
And let's wish a happy birthday to our youngin in our group here. It is Jason's day. It is his birthday.
Cheers.
Hey, salute.
Thank you.
He's got the right libation.
Indeed. All right, Jason, blow it out.
It's magic. It's magic.
Gentlemen, once again, thank you for joining us here at the GalaxyCon virtual stage.
God bless everyone.
It's my pleasure to sit with you. Thank you for our audience for joining us. Thank you for all those great, fantastic questions. Take care, and please keep washing those hands.